All right. Let's go through some of our special packages that we have, and not just stocks. We have a lot of assets that we're trading on. Actually, the algorithm is scanning more than 500,000 assets every day, which is a huge amount of stocks and assets. One of them is the crypto forecast. Over 175 cryptocurrencies that we provide in this forecast. You can find some examples of 3 days, even a longer time frame of 1 year. And again, those assets are more volatile, so we have to keep that in mind. But for your crypto lovers there in the crowd, we also have a crypto forecast, crypto package, which is really interesting. The world indices, in my opinion, one of the most interesting packages. It collects more than 170 main indices around the globe. If it's Israeli indices, the US main indices, and even Chinese indices, as we can find here in September 29th. The algorithm actually gave us a long position on the Chinese indices, as we can find here. The CSI that you see here are Chinese indices, so is the SSEC, and also on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. But this specific forecast giving us more than 170 indices from different stock exchanges around the globe, and give us also kind of an intelligence look of what's going on in the markets. And actually, I'm gonna show you this specific forecast in the end of this webinar. In a few more slides, we're going to talk about what are the best indices that the algorithm sees for the next month. And we have a fixed income forecast. We have commodities forecast, which is really popular lately. We can find the gold and the coffee and palladium, as well as oil commodities as well. We have currencies forecast, and even different region around the globe. If it's the Canadian Stock Exchange, if it's the European stocks, UK, Japan, Italy, Australia, Hong Kong, of course, as mentioned, China, and India, which we also have some special collaboration with one of the biggest brokers in India, while we're providing a daily forecast for more than 200,000 Indians for the Indian stock market. You can see here a glimpse of the app that they have there, that they can trade on different stocks, and for different time frames, and large cap, mid cap, and small cap stocks from the Indian market. So this is a really cool collaboration that we are having with the Indian market. All right, so we talked about that, the last month forecast that we gave you, that we provide you on October 8th. And we also provided the indices forecast last month. This is from October 8th again, and we can see the results of those assets, and we can find here different kind of assets that went into the right direction and made some nice returns. But another one last thing, we also shared the Mag 7 forecast, Magnificent 7 forecast, and there one of the three leading stocks basically was Nvidia, Tesla, and Netflix. Nvidia and Tesla because of the highest signal, as we can find here, and Netflix has a really good predictability. So those are, if we have to focus on three stocks, we would focus on them, and we can see the returns from the October 8th. It's not even a 1 month, but still the returns are pretty good.
By the way, can you go back to the previous slide?
Yeah, sure.
Even more the sectors. One of the most fascinating thing here is actually, besides, of course, the long opportunities that we see on the top of the heat map, is basically also XAH, which is located on the bottom of this heat map and basically went down during this time frame. A lot of clients were talking with us about energy and oil specifically due to the tension in the Middle East. And our algorithm had a bearish prediction for this for crude oil. We can see it also in the next slide. In the bottom of the heat map, we can find OSX, the oil services that went down during this period by more than 7%.
Yeah, but even easier than that, just to know if the S&P is going to be positive in the next month or negative. It's a really good intelligence that you can get from this forecast. As we can see, it was right here as well as the Nasdaq 100, the DAX, even the European DAX, and other indices that are mentioned here. And all right, we talked about the past forecast. Let's talk about what's going to happen in the next month. So for the next month, we can see here the two again Geeks level 1 and Geeks level 2 forecasts. We can find that the algorithm really likes the communication sector, XLC. The technology sector as well looks pretty good. While XLY, the consumer, also looks one of the best 3 sectors for the next months. Sorry. And in the bottom, we can find XLP in a red square in the negative part of the forecast. And in the level 2, we can find XSW, which is the software services. And if I'm not mistaken, I've actually seen it going up even today. Let me quickly check it. Yeah, by 5%. Right now, the XSW is up by 5%. It's the leading industry for the next month from the Geeks level 2. XSD is the semiconductors, XTN is the transportation, and we see those 3 are leading the industry level with the highest signal and basically the best predictability. XSW really looks good. XOP XCS, which Yaron mentioned earlier, oil and gas look quite negative even for the next month. And so keep away from the energies.
Another thing that is interesting, we see the leading sectors, the XLC, XLK, the XLY, all of them are going up as we speak. But we see also XLP, the consumer staple sector, that actually going down by almost 2% against the positive market. And I'm finding it very, very interesting.
Yeah, this is pretty remarkable. You can have sectors that's going up more than the S&P or more than the SPY, and some sectors that are moving against the market. That's gold, actually. It's a really good forecast. And it's just the first day today. Yeah, it's the 1 month forecast. I'll remind you. We can see the time frame right over here. And for the world indices, let's see what's going to happen in the next month. We're still seeing XAL, which the airline company, ARCA airline company, looks pretty good and located on the top of this specific forecast. We can still find the Chinese market here positive, but the predictability is not that high. So I would consider, I would think twice before entering the Chinese market. We can also see EVZ, which is the euro volatility, the currency itself, the euro volatility is pretty in the upper side of the table. We can find NWX, which was a really interesting sector that we saw in the last 3 months, I think, located on the top of the table. The networking sector. Networking index looks quite good. Tel Aviv real estate, actually, also one of the looks pretty strong right now. The VIX is in the upper side of the table, which means that we might experience some volatility in the next month. It's not located in like one of the first indices in the table, but it still it has a high position, so we have to take that to consideration. We can find the Nasdaq also positive. So the SPCY, which is the S&P 600 small cap, also looks quite good. Nasdaq 100 and the BKX and KRX, which are regional banks and banks in the US. And as we can tell today, I think the banks are going up as well. S&P 500 is positive for the next month. You can find it here. So is the DAX, and so is the Russell. And if we are checking the lower part of the table, I actually cut it into two because it's too long. We can find basically the Indian market, the Nifties, Nifty 500 and Nifty 10 is in the bottom. We can find BSN as well, that it's also the Bombay Stock Exchange in the bottom. OS6, which is the oil services, also pretty negative. So is XOI, which also present oil services and energy. And we also can find here the stocks, the semiconductors. Here we need to, if we are looking for stocks from the semiconductors, we have to do it by stock picking. The sector itself right now looks negative for the next month. And that's basically the picture for the markets right now. We're still seeing a pretty positive market for the next month. We talked about the best sector to be in, the best industries to be in. So try to focus on stocks that are related to those specific sectors. And also we have a short glimpse of the Max 7 for the next month. We can see NVIDIA, Netflix, Amazon looks quite good. Tesla also has high signal. So those four looks quite positive for the next month. And we can find again the S&P and the Russell also looks negative. We can find the Nasdaq, by the way, stronger than the S&P. So maybe focusing on tech stock could be interesting for the following month. In the WhatsApp group community that we have, we will publish forecast for the next month, a full forecast for the next month. It's if you join the WhatsApp community, you'll find interesting forecasts that we are providing there, articles and a lot of things about AI, cool stuff about AI. So it's really can be nice to join to this group. And I repeat our three webinar sale before we're going to answer some questions. Again, the Buzz stocks, but I think it's a pretty cool package. A lot of the trending stocks that we talked about in this webinar are in there. For $229 per month, you can get that package. The second webinar sale is the 1+1 for $299. You can choose the Buzz package as well, but any other package that you want from the list that is in this sale. And the third sale is the 6-month subscription sale that you get 2 packages for $269 per month, and you get the Buzz stock package for free for 6 months. So we're actually getting 3 packages for $269. And I think it's one of the most interesting sales that we have, and all of those are just for the next 24 hours. So you have to do it quickly and choose your packages now. Of course, all the links for those sales are in the chat again. So before you're going to ask us, so I have a slide for it. What are our favorite packages and what do we suggest? So this is what we suggest. Yaron, you chose.
Okay, I chose the top 10 stock picks package. I believe that right now we can see that we are in a risk on market. We see positive signals for the market. This forecast also assisting us by providing us not only opportunities for both long and short, but also daily S&P 500 forecast. And therefore, I suggest to monitor this prediction as well on a daily basis. In this webinar, we have seen the example of today's forecast, today top 10 forecast. And as you saw, the risk level in this package is, I would say, let's say medium risk, and it's suitable to the market right now. On top of it, I suggesting also to choose the ETF package, since it's providing you a very good exposure to the ETF market. ETFs that providing not only returns but also dividends, and of course, by utilizing the AI power, it's possible to identify the best ETFs in the market right now. Ben, what are your combinations?
I suggest to combine the S&P 500 package, that we have some big stocks there that related, of course, to the S&P 500 index, that in the S&P 500 index, and the BAS package that I think that has the most interesting stock that everybody talks about, that are trending, that are in the news, that in the social media, and I think this combination could be quite nice. Choosing some traditional stocks with some trending stocks can be a nice combination, and this is my suggestions for the 1+1 combination.
Okay, nice choice. Let's pick up some answers, some questions from the crowd. So, okay. By the way, Ben, I have an update for you. Because of the results of the US election, we are going to add to the BAS package also DJT. So I see that a lot of people are asking about DJT. It's a new addition to the BAS package, as well as SOXL that is that I see that is also popular. So basically, this package is going to, this specific package is identifying opportunities for the most trending, most popular stocks that is out there. Okay, let's take more. What about predictions for the short ones, the ones in the red? I think we talked about it. We talked about the SMCI prediction. About entry and exit. Each forecast is being sent to you before the market opening, and you can choose, you know, the specific timing that you would like to enter to the position. And regarding the exit, you can utilize the different time frames in order to decide regarding the specific exit point, or based on your risk appetite, you can decide what is the level of performance that is suitable for you and take the profit. Okay, no bundle price for 4 recommended packages. Please send us an email and we will send you a bundle price for your for the entire 4 recommended packages that we basically recommended today. Basically, you can utilize the also the deal that we shared, but send us an email and we will send you another bundle for all the 4. Ben, any additional questions for the crowd?
Which stocks, just to focus on from the forecast again, try to focus on the longer time frames, the 1 month, the 3 months time frames. If you see stocks that are appearing in the multiple time frames, it's even better because the algorithm is giving a strong recommendation about the stock. So focusing on high predictability level, good signals, and multiple time frames can be your success recipe from the forecasts. So all of those, by the way, all the instruction of how to read the forecast and choosing stocks are in the website, so you can check those videos and learn how to trade those specific stocks or the time frames. But the main idea is to focus on the longer time frames, 1 month, 3 months, even 1 year, and focusing on the high predictability levels. Anything else? Or only see any other questions? I see a lot of questions, but I think we answered them during the webinar. Anyway, if you have other questions, feel free to ask us by the mail, by our chat, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. And use those 3 webinar cells for the next 24 hours.
Which package is best for options trades? For options trades, there are several packages that are suitable. Yeah, yeah, there is another.
Yeah, we can hear you. For the options, we have options package. You can check it in the website, in our pricing table page. You can see option or implied volatility package. Both are good for option traders, so feel free to do so. And so those are the stocks for the option traders. And let's see, one last question. How do you know when to enter and exit the position? Entering the position, of course, it's from the forecast. If you get the today's forecast and you see the stocks today for the next month, it means that you have to enter them today in the opening price, or maybe the closest price to yesterday closed. And you have to leave the position or exit the position after the time frame that you're in. If it's for 1 month, so better stay there for 1 month. But it's also involves your risk level. So if you prefer taking a 5% or 10% return after a few days, do so. Or if the algorithm shows the stocks in the red part of the table, so if you have to sell the stock. If you're seeing any of your stocks in the red part of the table, that means that you have to sell the stocks. And green side, it's good. You can keep holding the stocks until the next time frame that you're trading on. All right, I think we answered most of the questions. We see I'm getting a lot of compliments for a great webinar. Thank you for that. We're happy that you join us for almost 1 hour and a half of a webinar. So thank you very much, and we hope to see you in the next webinar. Thank you, Yaron.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye all.
Bye bye.